if you're a social worker in Nigeria, in the UK, in America, in the Netherlands, wherever it is in the world, and you want to get registered as a social worker in Canada.
Girl, I see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am glad to have you back here today, and thank you for tuning in. And if it's your first time of seeing my face, hi, my name is Obehi. I'm a mom, a content creator, and a social worker based in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. And on here, I share my life experiences as a career woman, as a mother, and as an immigrant, hoping that you learn something from me and I learn something from you. I have a few videos on my channel, just sharing some information based off of my experience and things I've heard from other people. So if you go through my channel, you definitely find something useful for you. And if you know anybody who needs such information, do well to share the link as well. And if you know you've not subscribed to the channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you'll be one of the first to know when I post a new video. So I'm just going to dive right into today's video. On today's video, I'm going to be telling you how you can get registered as a social worker in Canada. So if you're a social worker in Nigeria, in the UK, in America, in the Netherlands, wherever it is in the world, and you want to get registered as a social worker in Canada, you must have either a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in social work. Now, when you have that, you don't have to have practiced anywhere. Personally, I had my master's degree program in the UK, so I'm a UK trained social worker, but I didn't practice at all in the UK. Okay, I only did my practicum there, and after which I moved to Canada. Before I started my social work program in the UK, I already had my skilled worker application in, so that had nothing to do with me moving to Canada as a social worker, right? But because I had a master's degree and I knew I was moving to Canada, I wanted to get registered as a social worker so that as soon as I get here, I can get a job. So what I did was I went to the Canadian Association of Social Workers website, which I'll be linking somewhere up here. That was where I went to and made inquiry on what the requirements was for me to get registered as a social worker in Canada. Now, when you get registered as a social worker in Canada, you would also need to be registered as a social worker within your province if you want to be able to have social work roles. But that is something that we'll discuss in another video. Today, I'm just here going to inform you of how you can get registered as a social worker in Canada. Now, CASW is the Canada Association of Social Workers. They are the one who do the accreditation of whatever credentials you have in social work. Some people will ask me and say, does my West suffice? No, your West does not suffice. Your West is only for immigration. If you want to be registered as a social worker, you have to make sure that you have your credentials accredited by Canadian Association of Social Workers. When I wanted to get myself registered, I was asked to provide the course description of my bachelor's degree and my master's degree, and also my resume and my transcript. My transcript needed to be sent directly from my university. So this goes in two stages. The first stage, your school will have to send your transcript from your university directly to the Canadian Association of Social Workers. You cannot send it to them. Your school will have to do that directly to them. And then when they get it, they would add the other documents that you have to provide. The documents that you'll be requested to provide, like I said earlier, is your course description of your bachelor's degree, your course description of your master's degree. Now, it doesn't matter if your bachelor's degree was in social work or in another field. They will expect you to provide your course description of your bachelor's degree or your master's degree. Then you also have to provide your resume, your dissertation or thesis or project, whatever it's called, wherever you studied. So those are the things that they will look at, and that's what they will use to determine if whatever certification you have is equivalent to that of Canada. So now I contacted my university and they sent my master's transcript. I contacted my school in Nigeria to provide me with the course description for my bachelor's degree. They didn't have it. So there was there was nobody to contact. The handbook that the school used at that time, I couldn't get it on time. Someone was trying to help me get it, but it was taking so long. I wanted to start working as soon as possible. So I went back to CSW and asked them that what did they actually like, could I write out this course description myself? And the lady said it was totally fine, that I could just write like 2 sentences of whatever the course was about. So now listen carefully. What that means is that for me, for example, I did a bachelor's degree in psychology, Psych 101, Introduction to Psychology. Then you now like do a small note and say, introduction to, in this course, we did Introduction to Psychology and it was about X, Y, and Z. So yeah, that was what I did for my bachelor's course description till the 400 level, like from 100 level to 400 level. I put that together, like after typing it out, put that together in the email, because you send all your documents in an email. And then I sent my resume, then the course description for my master's degree. That one was easy to get because my university already had that. So they sent that to me. And then my resume, my thesis, compiled everything together and sent over to them. And I had to pay $350. I don't know how much it is right now, but at the time I did mine, and that was in I think September or October of last year, I paid 350 Canadian dollars to have my credentials accredited. And it took between 6 to 12 weeks for them to have everything done and sent to me. Now, once CASW agrees and says that your credentials are equivalent to that of Canada, you can either request for them to have that letter sent to a province. So they can send it to a province directly. For me in Saskatchewan, so I asked them to send it directly to the Saskatchewan Association of Social Workers. So they did that. They sent it directly to them. And then I also got registered within a province. If you are able to send your course descriptions and everything that is required to CSW, you will get accredited, and then you can start looking for jobs. Now, there was someone who sent me an email that said she had already accredited her credentials way back in 2019, but that she has not been able to get a job. And the question I asked her is, have you put that in your resume? She said no, she hadn't. And I told her, okay, go back to your resume, write a very good cover letter stating that you have done you have evaluated your credentials to be equivalent to Canada, and then apply for jobs and let me know what happened. And in like a week, she called me back to say, oh, she already got like a job interview for the following week. So yeah, once you do that, you stand a better chance, because now they know that you are equivalent to their own qualification, and then they can give you a chance. Now it depends on if the employer sponsors or not, but that's totally a different ballgame entirely. At least getting a job first, you know that, oh, you have a job offer, and then you can apply for a work visa. So basically that's what I did. So if you have any questions or any comments or any concerns and you want me to answer, you can send me an email. I usually leave my email in the description box of all my videos. And if there's any other thing like outside of this that you want to ask about, please do well to leave it in the comment section. I'll be out there checking and reading from you, and I'll be answering questions. So thank you very much for stopping by today. Till I come your way next time, make sure you have a good day.
When I'm going out, you'll be there. Everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more. I miss your touch from your hands and your body.